Welcome back. Vyrus Cup Qualifier number 3. Kirk, doobsnax, Dubé, Josh, Zoinks, Hiebert, and we are in the grand finals. Pipchamps took game 1. WinTakers going to try and get one on the bounce here to even it out to push this thing to a game 3. We are watching the point of view of Snowpoints on Pipchamps. Josh, talk to me about game 1 and what WinTakers can do to bring some parity to the scoreboard here in game 2.
Well, we saw a couple of things. The first thing, they ended up losing 2 Dreadnoughts. They don't have that Lucario secure on their team, opting instead for Zeraora and a Mamoswine. These are really good options for maybe the longer team fights. Zeraora able to give a lot of damage with that Discharge and that Plasma Gale ultimate, but really not giving them the boss secure that Lucario and even Eldegoss can provide. I'd like to see them posture a little earlier for these Dreadnoughts, for these Rotoms, and really try to get themselves a little bit more ahead in the early game.
I would love to see that too. You know, as you mentioned, those 2 Pokemon are pretty good at those longer team fights. So get into those longer team fights. You know, leverage those skills and maybe take the focus a little bit off Dreadnought, more onto the other team, and kind of wash them off the face of the earth before you start attacking the big turtle there.
And with this 1-1-3 composition, you're already giving and not having a Lucario on your team, you're already kind of committing to that top lane being a losing battle. You're just going to try to keep up as much as you can. So you really, really need to make sure that this 3 bot lane is paying off. And what Pipchamps is doing is securing that. They are giving Chris Heroes all the EXP he needs. He is going to be Sylveon in just a moment's time. Look at that experience bar. Already all the way capped at 3. At level 4 he evolves, and he is going to be a monster on the battlefield.
Yeah, they leave that last Apom there. That's going to be easy for Chris to take and perhaps level up. As I say that, it disappears under the force of a Mr. Mime. Chris, once a Sylveon, will be able to impose their will here on the opposing side, as they will have the highest damage output of the collective bottom laners here. Chris Hero and Snowpoints just chilling on the bottom, waiting for the bees, and here they are. Chris still level 3, going to throw a couple Swifts in there, going to try and get a level up. There it is. They're level 4. Snowpoints on the verge too. Really want to get into Eldegoss. Bruv going to throw some walls down, and now this top Audino is where the action is at. Who's going to get the Eldegoss first, Benny 10 or Snowpoints? That's the question here.
Yeah, and Bruv on that Mr. Mime, they're going to be giving a lot of EXP to that character. You hear a lot about power spike levels, and for Mr. Mime, that is absolutely 5. He gets that barrier, and then he can smash you into that barrier with those psychic attacks, making him way more of a threat than he is in the early game. He really, really needs to hit that power spike to be a genuine threat.
Yeah, a little bit of a misstep there by Chris. Gets taken out here and forces Snowpoints and Bruv to retreat a little bit and get back into their own farm. Not too worse for wear, as Chris is already back in the mix and able to hit level 5 on the fly. Now Snowpoints is just the one left there. Maybe going to try and get to level 6 so they can get that Cotton Guard before Dreadnought appears here.
Yeah. Right now, that is all that they're thinking about. We have one more round of bees. We need to make sure we secure that EXP, but also Chris can just yell at the enemy team and make their HP bars go to 0. So we are going to try to set him up in the best way possible for that. And there we go. The first goal being scored by Gosu in that top lane. Finally rotates up to the top. He heard Sanji's cries for help and moved up there, but he ended up paying with his life. Presto, with that Petal Drain comp on Venusaur, is a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely is. Cotton Guard in just in time. 7:13 on the clock. Dreadnought is on the doorstep. Bruv and Chris Hero, as well as Snowpoints, doing a great job setting, as you mentioned, up the Hyper Voice to really mow them down. You know, getting a little bit of a stun with the confusion into walls and into objects, and just the Hyper Voice into that drains down the HP. Shima and Vandermoral coming in. Presto's already a Venusaur. That might make a difference here. However, Sanji clutches it out. You've mentioned it before. They did it last game. They do it again this time. Adsu's down, Ben 10's down, Vandermoro's down, and that's a trade you'll take all day. Sanji just lifting the team on their back with Gosu coming in with that mad amounts of DPS, mowing through the team after Sanji gives them the barrier and the XP boost.
Yeah, Sanji, a true master of the power-up punch craft. He is an incredible Lucario player, and I mean, he's doing what Lucario does best, and that honestly is not lose a lot of the time, but in this case, it is just securing those boss Pokemon. So incredibly well done. That first Dreadnought goes to them. They are not favoring Rotom at this point in time. Snowpoint's just choosing to give his team all the information. If he's in that far ahead camp, He is giving them tons of info on the minimap, and we already know Snowpoints can get away from anything.
Snowpoints with the bait again on Presto. Benny 10. Benny coming in for this little bit of support. Might get caught on this one. Not a lot of help there as Presto is easily cleans that up and sends the Cotton Pokemon back into their own starting point there, their own spawn point. And I'm interested to see where Snowpoints goes. They eye up. They're going to go upstairs as pretty much it's a landslide. All of WinTakers is pushing down that lane, closing out goal zones. Edsu and Presto on that top goal zone there. Benny just there for some support as well. And I'll tell you what, that's rough sledding for old Slowpoints to try and make a defense there.
That's true. And Snowpoints, that auto attack, it actually targets the Eldegoss instead of the currently scoring Zeraora, which I'm sure was an accident not having that targeter. A little bit falls prey to that in that case. But they do lose top tower, and that's fine. Those Autonos are going to be up there to farm for probably Ghost or Chris Heroes to take. Really get those spikes and levels and get that damage increase. But all right, the Mad Dash happens. 4:56. We got 3 seconds left on Dreadnought, and both teams are already in the pit. This is going to be a banger of a fight.
Yeah, and it's kicked off here at Etsu. Right now, Presto trying to do a little pinch maneuver there, squeeze him out. Jima coming in, and Presto is really putting a little bit of an onus on everybody. Dreadnought getting pulled, and that's a Unite move by Bruv, and they're mowing down. Etsu goes down first, and now Jima and Vandermoro go down, and that's just a lot of work coming through the middle here as Eldegoss goes up. Snowpoints on the retreat. Dreadnought still way up. Benny goes down finally to Chris Hero, and Jima is on the verge. They're putting the pressure on them. Bruv and Chris on the chase. Chris able to take down Benny, and they seal Dreadnought at the same time too. Is that a Sanji clutch again?
Oh, of course. Who else? I mean, honestly, the team would probably have to disband in anger if anyone else got the last hit on Dreadnought, because that's just their thing. They can't give that up. But in that case, I honestly think it was a little bit of maybe false hope from WinTakers. They rush in and use a lot of their Unite moves early, and Pipchamps is able to kite, bring them, just rush back to their goal zone, heal up, and then rush in with their Unite moves and easily take that fight. The only real threat was gonna be Presto with that Petal Blizzard, Giga Drain, very good combo, and was able to engage with it, but couldn't quite take that boss Pokemon out. Not to mention Brev's amazing shield blocking him out of the way.
Yeah, you know, it's just great use. They kind of sandbag, as you mentioned, their Unite moves. They weathered the storm, and they were able to kind of turn the tables by using Unite moves themselves. Edetsu going to chase Snowpoints. Snowpoints going to be on the retreat. That Cotton Ball always moving, and here comes Sanji for the save. Jima right behind them, and now Snowpoints has to get in the mix, use the Leaf Tornado, and is able to take out Edetsu and get that support to Sanji that they're looking for. Cotton Guard going to help Sanji staying up, and now Jima has to retreat as Leaf Tornado is going to come in, and Sanji's going to come in, and that's a 2 KO streak for the Cotton Ball. Work never stops for Snowpoints TV.
No, absolutely. Another bait and kill. Edetsu was saying, this time for sure. I promise. And unfortunately not going to make it. Also leads to a 50 dunk from Sanji and a secure the bottom beast. This level gap is growing and growing, and we're going to have a Dreadnought up before Zapdos even spawns. If I'm Pipchamps, I am securing this one and saying, I want my levels to be double the enemy team.
Sanji is already hanging out. Presto getting into the mix. Snowpoint susses them out, throws a Leaf Tornado in their direction to let everybody know, hey, Presto's right here. Jima's rolling down, and here comes Edetsu, and we have a fight over this last Dreadnought. And you got to think that Pipchamps is feeling pretty good as they already going into Dreadnought, just using Bruv and Snowpoints to kind of bubble everyone out, but they make it in, and there you go. Sanji again clutching it out, but everybody is just stuck downstairs, and that's a KO. Chris takes out Jima. Now they're chasing Presto and Vandermoro. Benny going down, and Edetsu is caught on an island by themselves, and they were not long for this world. That's a minute 50 left on the clock, and everybody's rolling upstairs to protect against the last minute Zapdos scramble, as they're just going to square up and do a little bit of defense here, and that's pretty much the order of the day.
That's true. I mean, Pipchamps has a lot of full pockets too, so they're going to try to see if they can backcap. They are threatening in two ways, saying we are over-leveling so we can win this Zapdos fight, but at the same time, we also can dodge and backcap on you at a moment's notice. Also, not for nothing, Leaf Tornado Plus on Snowpoints TV. That is blinding the enemy Pokemon that hit right now. So he is going to want to be using that in initial to start fights rather than get out of them at this point in the game.
Absolutely, and they're staying well into pocket together. Benny and Jima coming in, Chris and Sanji pushing back through that bottleneck, and Cotton, that's a big Unite move by Snowpoints, sending everybody reeling and everybody stunned. Vandermoro using their own Unite move, that Cramorant spitting fish all over the place, but not a lot of people went down. I think that was only Gosu, and Benny gets mowed down, and their entire team kicks the bucket, as now Bruv is just walking down the lane, and they're gingerly attacking into this Zapdos, not feeling any real pressure from any direction right here. Here comes Adetsu, going to try and make a play, a little discharge into the middle, doesn't even matter. Pipchamps takes it, and they are scrambling, and you gotta think this might be closing the door on WinTakers' opportunity to actually take a win in these grand finals. And there it is. The opposing team surrenders.
Oh man, what a real landslide of a game. That first one was pretty well contested, but that one was all Pipchamps all the time. Also with that last Zapdos secure, Sanji takes it. Honestly, he's like, hey, Gosu, I saw you take that boss Pokemon from me last time. Not happening 2 games in a row. Those are my job. I do those. And so, yeah, incredible win by Pipchamps. Really dominant game 2. I think it might be a while till we see them in a loser's bracket again.
Yeah, credit to both teams here. WinTakers able to send Pipchamps with that win in the semifinals, send them into the losers bracket, and really make it tough sledding for Pipchamps to really earn this win. WinTakers looking good, did a lot of positive things in that matchup. I just think that Pipchamps were employing some tactics that you don't see a lot of teams that are just kind of in the collective play too much. Pipchamps is a top team, and they're doing top team things. The over pursuits on Snowpoints allowed for some really bizarre KOs kind of in the middle of the game, and really led to some of the players on WinTakers getting caught with their pants down. Again, not something I think they're going to start doing in the next tournaments or fall victim to in the next tournaments, but a tough lesson learned here, as they literally saw the cup in front of them ready to grasp and drink out of, and just snuffed out by Pipchamps.
It's true. I honestly, and shout out, we did not get to see him on the POV too often in this game, but I really do think that Bruv's Mr. Mime is one of the best counters to the Venusaur meta that was dominating this tournament. Venusaur is with, you have that pedal drain move comp, you need to be up close and personal. That ranged attacker tag, get it out of here. Venusaur becomes an all-arounder when that happens. But those barriers being put up by Mr. Mime and the threat of the CC that he provides means it's so hard for Presto to actually do the damage that he needs to do to be a relevant force on the battlefield. And Bruv was just saying, I'm not going to get a lot of dunks, not going to get a lot of kills, but I am going to make sure that Pesto gets to do neither of those things. So well done from Bruv. Just a little bit of a shout out to a not as seen role in the defender. Not biased or anything, I promise.
Let me ask a question of you here, Zoinks, before we close the door on it. What did you think of the kind of, we'll say, off-meta picks of Mamoswine and Cramorant, 2 Pokemon that we don't see too often, kind of in the late stages of these tournaments, performing particularly well?
Yeah, like I said, both give a incredibly large amount of CC, and they shut down really fast Pokemon. I think they're good. I think the team comp is a good position, and it will do really well. I just think that Pipchamps had the comp that was tailor-made to defeat it. When you have Gosu in jungle, probably the longest range attacker we have in the game, and Sylveon, who is a speed demon on the battlefield, there's nothing really to CC. They can dodge your abilities. They can outrange your abilities. I honestly think it's a good comp, just not good into the opposing comp. So great read by Pipchamps. I might like to see maybe a change up of the cast when WinTakers head into that second match, but Pipchamps had the download, and WinTakers made it work against them in a game earlier in the tournament. So can't blame them, and hindsight's 2020, but I personally would have loved to see a little bit more range coming out of WinTakers today.
Makes complete sense to me. Well, on that note, Pipchamps are your Vyrus Cup Qualifier number 3 champions. On behalf of Unite Mike's Kirk, doobsnax, Dubé, Josh, Zoinks, Hiebert, and we'll catch you next time.